Hi everyone, I'm Scott Hoke. Welcome to Mecum Full Throttle as we bring you highlights of our coverage of Mecum's Dallas-Fort Worth auction from Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas. It may be a new venue for us, but Mecum Auction's annual visit to North Texas delivered the same excitement and quality of vehicles as it has for 15 consecutive years. Okay, here's a 1956 Corvette. Only 6 colors were available in 1956, Bill.
Correct. That's Aztec Copper with the beige contrasting coves. A 7-time NCRS Top Flight winner. And as I've explained on previous auction telecasts, that whole process to get a Top Flight award from NCRS, that's not simple to do. Your car has got to go to several events, and it has to be judged numerous times, and only the cars that can pass that kind of muster repeatedly get the Top Flight award, and you can get one at a chapter, a regional Top Flight, or a national. This has won all 3. I just can't say, I can't say enough about the quality of the restoration of this car once owned by Jerry Forsythe. It's got the dual quad engine, 225 horse, 3-speed manual. That was a standard transmission in 1956. Get a power glide too, but the 4-speed didn't come along until the following year. 2 top cars, got the hard top, the soft top, has a radio in it and a heater.
Oh, the reserve's off.
Yeah.
Not surprising when you know the pedigree of this car.
Oh, you said it. The judging sheets go along with this car. Boy, I'll tell you, I'd like to sit down and read those some afternoon.
Sure.
And see the scores this car was capable of.
Man.
Yeah.
90 grand. All right, let's take you back all the way to 1937. It's a Packard Super 8 Custom Coupe here. And look at all the chrome hiding under that engine cover.
Oh, geez. Black and chrome, polishing, put them all together. Oh, that is delish. And we've been seeing more and more of these, Scott, these hot-rodded Packards of late, you know?
Good call.
They're becoming popular subjects for customization. It's pretty rare 1937 model here, the 120 Super. But, boy, it's been gone through completely. That was a supercharged 350 you saw in the engine room. Turbo 400 automatic transmission. Oh, just drink it in. Look at the black finish. You saw the burgundy interior, custom wheels. Billet pieces throughout.
That's an original steel body, too.
Yeah, I know.
Which, that's not a fabricated thing, yeah.
And if anybody isn't doing repopped Packard bodies, they ought to start doing it now because people are building them.
Sold 100 pounds.
It sells 6 figures.
Wow, look at that.
Hey, now.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
$100,000. Put that one in the sold column.
Yeah, maybe half of what the build cost.
All right, let's continue with definite top seller candidate here all the way around. Bill, you previewed this for us at the beginning of our program, a 1970 Superbird.
If I'm not mistaken, that Packard Hot Rod was our top seller of the day, wasn't it, at $100,000?
Well, so far it is.
Well, I'm just kind of preparing you for what might happen here. Because this is a true Superbird. It's a real one, comprehensive restoration. It's got the 440 wedge. As I mentioned earlier today, it's got the 6-barrel setup that was added to it, not factory installed. It came originally with a 4-barrel, torque flight automatic, and the vitamin C paint. And, of course, those outre aerodynamic features front and rear.
This one is done so well. It really gives you that true NASCAR flavor. The stance of the car, the wheels. As you mentioned, it's got the V-Code-esque 6-pack setup on it now, or 6-barrel in Plymouth speak.
Right.
But it came from the factory with that U-Code 440 high performance with the 4-barrel, as you said. But it's all about the stance of this car and the raciness and the width of those meats.
And I got to tell you, those wheels, if you look closely, those look like mini lights or Panasport wheels, which you don't see on American muscle cars. That's usually found on some kind of a Euro car.
Are you all done, Dallas? 150, 145.50. George, I got the easiest news possible. Raise your bid a measly $5,000, and I tell you what, I'd do it.
145, and I think Trev Morvac just said that 150 will buy it.
You bet 150, the car's yours.
Hey, we will take it!
There you go.
Mission accomplished.
That's a big number for a U-code automatic
Yeah.
Superbird.
Right. There it is. $150,000. 1956 Bel Air convertible. That is what we are looking at. What a spectacular presentation.
Ooh. Comprehensive frame off restoration. It's got the 265 V8, which would have been available in 1956. This one putting out 240 horsepower with two 4-barrel carburetors, as you just saw. Column shifted 3-speed. The color, glad you asked. Sierra Gold with Adobe beige accents and matching interior. Power top, white canvas. Wonderbar radio, chrome front and rear bumpers, and wire wheels with wide white wall tires. Oh, that is a cover car.
160, 155, ladies and gentlemen, reserve is hot.
Oh, there we are. Very nice.
Oh, good work.
Man.
I'd be turning handsprings.
I'd pay to see that.
Okay, well, probably a lot of people would also turn away.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
73 911S Coupe. Here it is, everyone.
Oh, and be still my heart. There's one car at every auction, and this may very well be it for me here at Fort Worth. I mean, there's nothing I don't love about this car. The color, that exquisite interior with that blue tartan. You hardly ever see that. And of course, it's an S. It's a 73, which is probably the pinnacle year of this first generation of 911s.
The last year of the long hood design.
Yeah, just flawless. I mean, the only 73 that really is above this is the RS.
Right.
But as far as what you could walk into a dealership and buy, this is the pinnacle of Porsche for 1973.
Reserves on
Oh, it is.
Wow.
Wow is right.
Not unexpected.
Sold $190,000. Sold.
All right. And he's just picked up a really landmark Porsche 911 from 1973. Well done. And a 69 Chevelle is right behind it.
LT4 certainly fits the bill for power.
It sure does. Supercharged 6.2. This one built by the guys out at Kent's Repair out in Alice, North Dakota. Yes, sir, up in the upper Midwest. 8L90E, 8-speed automatic transmission. Underneath, it's got Pro Touring suspension, Fox coilovers, 9-inch rear end with a 4-link. That's what we like to see. Inside, all redone.
No issue slowing down. 6 piston calipers, front and rear.
Oh, that'll stop everything.
It's got a Roadster Shop spec powder-coated chassis under it as well.
Yeah, and very cool touch with the SS center caps, too.
Yes.
So, they went back to that kind of homage to Chevrolet.
Anybody who says that car will look better with all black wheels, I am going to take you behind the barn.
All right, absolute reserve is off. I got 160.
All right, reserve comes off.
165. 165, 178. So,
$165,000.
Up next from the Schrader Family Collection is lot F220.
That's a lot of fun, man, and they got a cool car, too.
Oh, ice cold. Ooh.
And with that, good time to take a break from our coverage in Fort Worth. Back in a moment. We are in Fort Worth, Texas at Dickies Arena. Let's bring you back inside here to catch up to the block. 1955 Chevy 210. Wow, look at this custom build.
Yeah, let's see what they did to this to kind of make it one of one. Because all of these shoebox cars that get the custom treatment all have a different way of turning out. That's a LS3 there, 6.2 liter. And as it comes, around 430 horsepower. Later versions had 460. Tremec 6-speed manual, Art Morrison chassis with coilovers.
Another one.
Yeah, and Mark Williams, we see those Mark Williams third members, that Ford rear end, the 9-inch, we see that quite a bit. Budnick wheels. And Bob White, nearby Garland, Texas, about an hour from here, did the body and the paint.
And it gavels for 150 and on that 55 Chevy 210 Post car. That's really, really sharp. $150. 1956 3100 pickup will be next on the list.
Yeah, a lot of times we see these 3100s. They're from the late 40s, very early 50s. This is from 1956. LS3, there it is again. Same engine we just saw in the 55 shoebox that just crossed. This has an automatic transmission, custom modifications.
Art Morrison chassis, I believe, on this one, Bill.
Yeah, right.
Which that means you certainly know it's going to handle. And again, this is a master class in the wheel offset and how you can hide this much rubber underneath those rear fenders. I mean, wow, what a masterpiece.
You got it. Yeah, I think I mentioned that this is a Tremec 6-speed manual in this. And Kugel, those folks that make a whole line of custom Mustang components, responsible for the Mustang 2 front end under the truck.
$105,000 buys that pickup truck. How about that? Here's another Bel Air for us. This is a hardtop, a custom hardtop, as opposed to the Post car that we showed you a little while ago.
Yeah, boy, we've been getting the Tri-5s today.
Yeah.
Pretty good numbers here. 3 years to build this one. Powder-coated Art Morrison GT Sport chassis. 489 cubic inch big block. Pushing out, I'm sure, close to 500 horsepower. 5-speed manual transmission. Has a dual disc clutch in there to handle the power. Concept 1 chrome serpentine system for all the belts on the engine. And there's more. Chrome plated inner fenders, stainless polished fuel tank. Beautiful job there. Stainless steel bolts and fasteners all the way through that car. Willwood disc brakes behind them with drilled and slotted rotors.
And a $125,000 hammer. Love it.
How long do you think this one will take? Scott, would you guess this one will be gone in, say, 60 seconds? Is that too punny for a Saturday or just right?
No, it's, it's middle of the afternoon. That's okay.
Okay, good. All right. Thought I'd just workshop it, see how
See
it
what
went.
you did there.
Yeah.
I see what you did.
Take it away, fellas.
This 68 Eleanor replica.
Yeah, one of the most famous modern era beauty queens, I guess you might say, from the silver screen. This one has a 5-liter in it, Coyote, pushing out between, I'd say, 460, maybe 470 horsepower, 5-speed manual. There you see the interior with that big axe handle shifter there. Shelby American wheels, and all of the visual appeal of our movie friend.
Wow. The guy on the other end of the phone perhaps bought that car for $175,000. 72 C10 Cheyenne Super right behind it.
Yeah, hey, Scott and Bill, I don't want a Ford. I think I want a Chevy. And maybe a little bit more in the way of modifications. All right, this should fill the bill. There you go. 400 cube, rebuilt V8 engine. Probably putting out, I'm going to guess, 350 horsepower, automatic transmission. Underneath, Ride Tech stuff. Suspension, upper lower control arms, Ride Tech coilovers. In the interior, there you see it, bucket seats and a center console. It's got AC and power windows, Dakota digital gauges. And the wheels, you get a look at them there, billet specialty, all polished out.
Sold 105. Sold.
105 buys that one from 1972. Like how they have taken that blue and kind of splashed it all over on the badge on the side, on the stripes, interior as well.
And look at the wheels. That looks like a blue striped tire.
That's what I say, yeah.
Oh, you did say that.
I think
okay.
I just said that.
I'm sorry, I was on the phone.
And check out a 58 Bonneville convertible now.
3,096 of these were built in 1958. 370 cubic inch tri-power V8 engine. And, of course, in 1958, you get both a fixed roof and a convertible in the Bonneville. Not available in 57 was the hardtop. Power steering and brakes, all the stuff that you would expect in these late 1950s Bonnevilles. Leather interior, the spotlight with the mirror on the back side, Continental spare tire cover in the back.
Can I tell you, Bill, what really jumps out about this car to me as it's rolling down here? The way that the letters are each individual there on the hood edge there, spelling out Bonneville. Like, there were just so many little different details in this era of cars that really were like jewelry, right? Like the way you guys kind of explained the jewelry that's on the cars. And you see that beautiful flanking there on the side. I mean, just, it's like this Art Deco rolling masterpiece.
And that's Harley Earl. And he told his designers, listen, fellas, the competition is very stiff in this category. We have got to outglitz the competition, and that was one of the things they did.
$125,000. Wow, what a car. How about this 1970 GTO Ram Air 4?
Suddenly, I'm Natalie Cole. I got love on my mind. Oh, baby. One of only 302 Ram Air 4 GTOs produced in 1970 with that close ratio 4-speed manual transmission. 370 horsepower, and that is underrated. Trust me, and anybody who knows the truth, that motor makes easily 400 or more. Safety track, differential, better known as positive traction to other General Motors aficionados. Power steering and brakes, rally gauge cluster, and rally 2 wheels. With all that documentation from PHS.
What a cool combination of colors, exterior and interior, by the way.
Yeah.
Pepper green over saddle. Yummy.
That is sweet, isn't it? And it just hammered at $120,000, and the Alan Jackson cutout there, I presume, goes with the car.
I want a car with a Rutledge wood cutout.
Oh, man.
Can Magnaflow make that happen for me?
I mean, it's going to sound weird, but I have one at the house.
Oh, good. Send it to me, will you?
Done.
Yeah. Okay, Nova Supersport 1970 rolling our way. And we've talked about how rampant and widespread these were on high school and college parking lots all over the place in the late 70s and 80s, man.
Well, the ones that had this power plant, those kids probably going to spend a couple of nights in jail. This has got the L78, 375 horsepower, 396 with a 4-speed M20 Muncie. Yeah, this was the king of the street. And you think the top is sanitary? Let me treat you to the underside of this Nova.
Oh, okay.
In 2 chapters. Look at that. Look at those floor pans, man. You could eat off of those. Suspension, exhaust system. See the third member. Every bell housing I ever had oil dripping off of it.
Right?
Now I'm looking at this one. And that is spotless.
That's a work of art, Bill.
It really is. I'm glad we got a chance to see that. Oh, and look at the bidding while we're admiring the chassis.
Oh, yeah, 190, and I think now 200. The reserve came off at 125, I think. That's right.
Oh, Scott, what are we watching here? Cortez Silver, that's a big fave. Black interior.
We're watching a perfect restoration is what we're watching. Wow, top to bottom, as Bill pointed out with that undercarriage cam. Beautiful.
Original sales invoice and window sticker and broadcast sheet. And the chassis has a separate broadcast sheet as well during the build, and that comes with a car, the pre-delivery checklist, owner's manual, protective plate.
Guys, we have a $105,000 bump since the reserve was lifted. Just so you know.
People have been waiting for this car.
I get 250, 60, all in, done and a half. So, 250.
Double since the reserve came off.
That's awesome.
$250,000. Okay, Lincoln Zephyr, 1940.
Yeah, this is the V12. probably the most compact V12 you're ever going to see. Ferrari may have made a V12 in basically this displacement, but this is only a 292 cubic inch V12, about 100 horsepower or so. 3-speed manual transmission with that Columbia 2-speed rear end. So, you know, rather than an overdrive transmission, you had a 2-speed rear end, and so you had one for acceleration and one for mileage.
It's funny. I think I've seen more of these hot rodded than I have in a kind of original condition like this.
Right, exactly.
Wow. You get such a different presence when you see it with that V12 still up in the air with the big white walls. What a beautiful silhouette of a car.
Boy, this has been treated, by the way, with the classic car owner's best friend, the POR 15. That is that rust proofing. That is really, that is like ironclad rust proofing, that stuff.
Well, Rutledge, to your point, when you do see one that's more normal appearing, you get the idea. You can see where the customizers are going, hey, this is a really good platform to start something with. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just, I mean, that silhouette is so massive, but you see why a hot rodder could say, all right, let's get it down in the weeds, let's section it, let's cut a little out here.
Yes, indeed. And $100,000 hammer price for that Zephyr. That is going to wrap up a segment for us, and we'll take a quick break and be back to Fort Worth in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to Mecum, Dallas, Fort Worth. We're at Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, and take a look at a 1962 Ford F100.
Slamorama, low she goes on this F100. Fuel-injected Coyote, Tremec, T56 6-speed manual, and a Ford 9-inch rear end. Each and every one of those pieces right there are bulletproof. Wimbledon white, custom brown metallic side stripes, as you can see. And inside, there you go. They've replaced the seating. Got a special aftermarket shifter. It looks like a Hurst shifter there. And some instruments there that are kind of cool. They've been replaced. Got vintage air in there.
And Bill, it's a unibody. We don't usually see the unibodies done with this much sort of style. They were kind of putting it in a little bit different category. But boy, talk about on the ground, perfect offset on there. Got the little stripe kit going on. I think it's tough.
Yep.
So, 142.
142.5. We'll take care of that F100. Next on the block, look out, everyone. It is a 1963 split window coupe. Oh, my goodness. Be still my heart. Hold me back, Bill Stevens.
Oh.
My favorite color, Daytona blue. You know that.
Oh, yeah, that Daytona blue. What a winner that is, huh? It's got the 340 horse solid lifter, 327, the L76 code engine. Good motor. That comes with a Holley 4-barrel carburetor. This one with a 4-speed manual and factory air conditioning. One of only 278 that came through with factory air. And it's got power steering and power brakes. And those were not common. Those were not standard in 1963. Those are options. As was the AM/FM radio and the tinted glass. This is a loaded Corvette.
I think that's a respray, don't you? They've updated that Daytona blue.
I don't think you could get that old DuPont lucite to glow like that.
Nope. And $140,000 later, that has found new ownership. And congratulations to the new guy who owns it.
Oh, and yeah, count me in on that. And again, a split window coupe, non-fuel-y, that gets heavy money.
Yep. Here's a 1955 example.
Yeah, this is a real 1955 Corvette, by the way. And we've got to say that because there are some very convincing C1 Corvette replicas out there. The 53s and 4s and 5s, they're being built. But this is a genuine General Motors built Corvette.
You may have mentioned that you had to identify it as a real deal 55 because maybe this color might throw people off. This is Harvest Gold. It was an unusual color for 1955. Of the 700 Roadsters produced, only 120 were finished in this Harvest Gold. And you see the Chevrolet logo on the fender right there. That V, that's what proclaims it as a V8, and that was at the urging of one Zora Arcus-Duntop, convinced Corvette to stuff that V8 into the Corvette.
First year for that, the 195 horsepower, 265.
And that one hammers for $115,000 then. Here is the third in the line, and this one may be the hottest of them all. It is a 1966 custom.
Hydraulic hood, gotta love that.
Oh yeah, the power hood, right. Yeah, we're gonna get original cars restored and some customs like this one here with a 500 horse LS3 and a Tremec 5-speed and an Art Morrison chassis, as we've talked about. Big brakes from a Z06, power steering, in fact, and power brakes and power windows and power hood kind of add that whole power package to this vet. Vintage air and heat, leather interior, and an excellent build that easily deserves six-figure bidding, and the reserve comes off at $170,000.
If you look at this car from the front, you might be mistaken when you're thinking it's a 67 because that is the Stinger hood. However, they probably had to use that to fit that LS swap underneath there.
And this 66 custom gavels at $170,000. 130 is the current bid. Are you kidding me on this Chevy 2 Nova from 1966?
Let me explain why.
Please.
Of the body and paint done by the guys at Richardson Customs. They do excellent work. Everything they do is top notch. That's an LS under there. And as you can see, a lot of hand fabrication went into the construction of that engine and the interior of the engine compartment. 4L65E automatic. Black leather interior. Now, we just kind of throw away that word leather, but let me tell you something. To stitch black leather in a custom, that's not cheap. Vintage air, Willwood 12-inch disc brakes, cruise control, tilt steering column from Flaming River with Dakota digital gauges as well, and a Kenwood stereo. And the workmanship, the finish work, speaks for itself. Shot wheels, 17s up front, 18s in the back.
Reserve off, it is. Thank you, Blake. 142.5 is the number right now. Russ Conklin, is he going to hammer it there? Yes. Okay, let's go back to 1970, shall we? With, wow, an Olds 442 W30.
Money, 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 money. 1970, that was the high watermark for the W30, 370 factory-rated horsepower out of that big 455. So this 455 is ready for the drags. This was a factory blueprinted engine. This one has got all the paperwork, all the documentation that goes along with it. And some people who know these cars have said, they have been quoted as saying, the finest original W30 that you will find.
Wow.
Yes, M21 4-speed. And look at the very austere kind of down market look to it, but nothing down market about what this car can do.
Well, that's enough to bring that guy up out of his chair. You know, the reserve came off at around 120, and it sold for 185.
Yeah, I knew that'd be a hot item.
Legendary Ferrari here, a 1989 Testarossa.
Here it comes. This one with 390 horse V12, that 4.9 liter V12 that is horizontally opposed. Wow, 200 mile an hour Ferrari sitting right in front of us right now. There's the interior. Rosso Corsa, beige interior. And of course the Pininfarina coachwork. Independent suspension, coil springs, anti-roll bars. This was a state-of-the-art Ferrari when it debuted. Oh. It had everything.
And it gavels for $180,000.
Well, we've seen the roller coaster ride on these Ferraris over the years, haven't we? Huh?
Yep.
Just so beautiful still. Just the lines about it, just so much style.
And a split window coupe from Corvette 1963 is in our immediate future here.
Pretty color, silver blue, blue interior, and the 327. There it is on the valve cover. That's the 340. That's the one step down from the fuel-injected engine. It's got an Edelbrock air cleaner that might throw you off a little bit when you're trying to identify that engine. 4-speed, yep. Frigi-King, MagnaTemp air conditioning equipment. They've upgraded the AC. That's the first year you can get factory air conditioning in the Corvette. AM/FM radio and knockoff wheels. Later vintage knockoff wheels, as we pointed out any number of times. 63 Corvettes didn't come from the factory with knockoff wheels, but you get them over the counter, and they had 2-eared knockoffs, not 3-eared knockoffs, but there's nothing wrong with that later vintage knockoff wheel on the Corvette.
And not surprisingly, we're getting into the territory where they would lift the reserve, and that is exactly what happens.
Yeah, depending on where the bidding might have gone, we were getting close to fuel-injected money.
No doubt about that. 117.5 though buys that split window coupe. Legendary Corvette for us here today on a Super Saturday in Fort Worth. Welcome back to Mecum Full Throttle from Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas. Right now, let's get you back out to the auction block. All right, here is a 2022 Land Rover.
Well, I should mention, I think it was probably built in 22. This would not be a 22 body because of the import rules. This wouldn't have been available here, so it's probably a little bit earlier body. But Osprey obviously did a great job building this. You really showed off so many stout parts of it.
The builder or the owner who took it to Osprey, there's nothing original on it except for the frame. I mean, even the body's all new. It's all aluminum, custom grille. Put the Corvette engine in, came with the tires. The whole build, he's in it for well over 6 figures. We'll see what he gets for it, but looks great.
And Bill, you know, when people start modifying these, if you want to put an LS in there because of the aluminum frame, you have to do a lot of work to beef everything else up. And it seems like everything appropriate to really make that work was done on this one. This is a tough truck for sure. I really like the almost phantom glass, the way they changed that on the top to where it almost looks edgeless in a way.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really nice touch on there.
I was talking to this young lady in the audience before. She and her father were looking at this truck up, down, backwards, and sideways. So I'm not shocking it's not shocking she and her family are bidding on this.
Hey, the reserve is off, and they're excited. The deal's not done yet, and they're ready to do backflips.
Oh my gosh, she got it! Wow!
And they got it for 125. The whole gang is involved there. All right, for 125, and let's move to a 1956 customized Chevy Nomad.
Another show-worthy automobile. They just keep coming. Aftermarket paint called Sierra Gold, Adobe Beige. And there's the engine, 6.2-liter LS3.
Oh, look at the artwork.
Mural, guys. I mean, under the hood, Bill, the picture of your own car, that's cool.
You know, you don't see that done very much anymore, but yeah, that's a supercharged LS, by the way, and it's intercooled, hooked up to a 4L60E automatic transmission. That is a brawny powertrain.
The 56 Nomad gavels for 140 today. Okay, yes, Rutledge has just jaw-dropped at this another split window coupe.
They love them in Texas. I can only assume this is going to do big numbers too.
Oh, no question about it.
Yep, it's that Sebring Silver, an optional color in 1963. Would have cost you, I think, another $80 or something to have that color. There you see the engine. The story on the engine, okay? 327, 300 horse, not the base engine. That had 250, okay? But this has been built to L79 specs. So it now has 340 horsepower. Aluminum intake, valve covers, air cleaner, 4-speed manual, black leather upholstery inside. Al Nock, again, the preeminent supplier for classic Corvette interiors. 336 positive traction rear end. Got the tinted glass, signal seeking radio. Yeah, a few other tasty little options. Knockoff wheels.
And there it is, hammers for 160. All right, 71 Challenger, however, before we get to all of that, the current bid, $145,000.
Far from factory, this is a Mr. Norm continuation Challenger, serial number 001, the first one. 2,500 hours invested into building this very special Challenger with a 707 horsepower, 6.2 liter Hemi. And if that sounds familiar, that is a Hellcat bullet in there. Tremec 5-speed manual transmission, yeah. Lots of other modifications, including the front suspension from Detroit Speed and 4-link rear suspension. And if you've got a 700 horsepower convertible, your toupee is going to wind up in the back seat if you're not careful.
So here next is 57 Chevy. This is the 150 trim level, but this is far beyond that now because it has been really gone over and customized. Bill.
Oh, full makeover. I hope you're not tired of these show-winning shoebox Chevrolets because here's yet another one. Oh, no. This has got an LS in it, 550 horsepower worth with a Magnuson supercharger, you may have seen. Tremec, there's that T56 6-speed transmission again. We've seen that a few times. Her shifter, center force clutch. Elsewhere, Ride-Tech shockwaves. Those are those Ride-Tech underpinnings that are so popular with builders on all four corners. Custom frame, that was built by Chris Knupp. And so, again, a custom that does not go with the OEM chassis, but goes aftermarket. Heights front suspension, we talked about that earlier, how great that is. And Curry, 9-inch rear end as well. All the best of everything on this build.
Well, the high bid at $85,000. Make it
100.
They're still working on it. Make it $95,000.
I think we're going to sell it. I think some very enthusiastic people just jumped in.
97.5 or 97? What do you got? 97. Now 100. Hey, reserve is off. So 100,000.
Well, a $100,000 hammer for that Chevy 150. Look, as we take a look at an F code 57 Thunderbird, that's a big deal, but even bigger, very unusual color here.
Yeah, that is a good-looking bird right there. Already to $100,000 because of that F code, 300 horsepower, supercharged, 312. Yeah, let's take a look inside. Beautiful white ivory-colored interior. And yeah, that is a manual transmission, and that is going to help drive the price as well.
So 125.
Okay, 125. The first year of what has become a legend over the years, and we're talking about a factory W30, 1966, in the Olds 442. They only made 54 in that first year.
They did, and it was a sensation because once the drag racers got their hands on these Oldsmobiles, they knew that they had a doomsday weapon. 360 horses. This one coming through with a 4-speed manual, the way everybody loves to race them. And that is a tri-power engine. That is a 1-year only addition to the Oldsmobile. You could get that tri-power on a non-W30, but only in 1966. 1967, the tri-power setup was relegated just to the Corvette.
So $95,000. So $95,000.
And now that 1970 Buick GSX Stage 1.
You know, I can remember reading in some of the muscle car magazines, some of the shootouts that they would have with all the popular muscle cars back in the day. And do you know that the Buick Stage 1 455 360 horsepower cars would either be first or second? And we're talking about Hemi cars, 440 wedge cars. We're talking about Chevy LS6s. These were cars you just didn't fool with. Very fast. This one, matching numbers 455 and a 4-speed. And that beautiful satin yellow paint. You get 2 colors that year, satin yellow, Apollo white, black interior. And this is the 39th of them built in 1970.
How about that? $180,000. This 58 Impala at $180,000.
Well, if you want a 58 Chevy Impala that's worth almost $200,000, make sure it looks like this. Of course, 58 was the first year for the Chevy Impala, and this has the engine that makes it more valuable, the 348 with tri-power, 280 horse, one repaint in this original coral color. With a Power Glide automatic, extras, yep, got the traffic light viewer. The reflector that shows you what that overhead traffic light is doing. Radio with a rear speaker, dual antennas, and yes, it is a $200,000 Impala.
Wow. We'll be back with more from Mecum, Dallas-Fort Worth coming up after the break. We are back at Fort Worth. A little bit more time to cover some big cars, including this 1966 Custom.
Yeah, this one done by my friends at Weaver Customs out of Utah, and this is one of the most stellar Corvette customizations I've ever seen. If you're here at Mecum, get a chance to see this car up close because the materials that they used are unbelievable. That interior is the softest and most supple Italian leather I've ever felt. And yeah, Bill, I mean, you can go through the list of upgrades here. It is endless.
Yeah, a lot of hand fabrication on this Corvette, and as you can see, the bidders understand that. We're into the $230,000 neighborhood, and that did not take long. GM Performance 6.2 liter, 455 horsepower crate engine with a 4L70E automatic transmission. Aftermarket chassis from Roadster Shop with a C7 independent front and rear suspension. Willwood brakes hanging on all four corners. Camaro Gray is the name of the color. Definitely an aftermarket color. Silver Stinger. Dakota gauges, vintage air. Oh, on and on and on and on.
Was thinking, hey, reserve is off.
Well,
Reserve is off.
that's a little bit of a twist. So let's see what happens now, Bill.
Is he the high bidder at 265? He must be.
Yes,
they offered him the Mecum rules.
Yes, he is. That's correct.
Anybody else? 265 pounds and $1, 270. Last call, and it is. So,
265. We'll buy that Corvette. That might be the deal of the day, even at 265.
A Mecum success story.
Yep. Okay, next, look at this. 1969 Nickey Camaro Stage 3.
Oh, man, and they were among the first to do it, right, Bill? Those after dealership upgrade operations, Nickey Chevrolet from my hometown of Chicago. And what they did here was they stuffed that big 427 under there, and this is a Stage 3, so this is the up level of that. And what they did with that was put the big Offenheiser intake in there and the dual quads, Bill.
Yeah, Nickey Chicago, right along with Motion Performance in New York, and you had Mr. Norm, of course, doing the Mopars, and it was just a Wild West show from coast to coast. Of course, Yanko, as we've talked about many times, taking factory cars and waving their magic wands and coming up with fabulous muscle cars like this. By the way, this car was judged 985 points out of 1,000 at the Nickey Winter Nationals back in 2012, and to get that kind of a score, that is so close to perfection.
Guys, we're at $250,000. The reserve is off, and this Camaro is now the #1 seller of the entire auction. The way it's going, we're going to get to $300,000 pretty quickly. Wow!
Yes, sir.
Holy cow! There we are.
Posi traction rear. What a car!
All right, the guy on the phone is out. We're going to sell it at $300,000. Okay, next, 1970 Plymouth Superbird. We are still in that big paper o'clock, I guess, Bill, right?
Yeah, we are going to see six figures almost before see that?
Boom.
Yeah. Limelight's the color. We love that color, one of those high-impact colors from Mopar back in 1970. This has got the V code, 390 horse, 440 with the 3 two-barrel carburetors.
Oh, the reserve is off.
Folks,
Sorry.
could you wait
Go
till
ahead.
I'm done? Oh, boy. So much about this car to like. It's a 4-speed car, one of only 308 V-code Superbirds with a 4-speed. It's got the track pack, 354 gears, A833. That's the code on that 4-speed, that rugged 4-speed transmission with a Hurst pistol grip shifter.
And Chris, we talk about these cars a lot. That Limelight, just 1 year, 1970.
I believe that is right, yeah. And so that's obviously, making it go up in value, the rarity. And the Hemis are in a different category, of course, because it's the Hemi.
Oh, sure.
But with the 440, the difference maker is that pistol grip 4-speed.
$330,000 rings the bell in Fort Worth. Okay, here we have the 2009 Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren.
617 horsepower out of that 5.4-liter supercharged twin intercooled V8 engine. 5-speed automatic. See AMG branding all the way throughout this Mercedes-Benz. Tons of extras, options, comfort, convenience, performance.
I think the thing that everyone is thinking is this color. How unusual is this color?
Yeah,
it's a factory color, and if so, how many of these were made? Because I've only seen them in silver and black.
Yeah, I think, Bill, this was the Elfenbein Ivory, which was a paint color that was on the 65 300 SL, but this was a one-of-one paint to sample in the Roadster like this. It's really interesting, Bill, with that red interior and the red and black kind of almost looks like a perforated top, but what an interesting color combo.
And when you take a car like this that's already pretty exclusive and you do that kind of paint on it, everybody that wants something that their rich buddy doesn't have is going to want to own this.
So
$355,000. Number one for today.
Gets you up close to 200 miles an hour, too.
Okay, here comes that Z06 N03 1963 Corvette split window. Man, you put those two option coats together and you have said a mouthful.
Keep your eye on the bidder board. 63 of these Corvettes, 1963, had that 36.5-gallon gasoline tank. We call them tankers. And, of course, only 199 Z06s were built in 1963. It's got the fuel-injected 327, 360 horse, which is all the fuelie cars came with. M20 wide ratio 4-speed, 411 posi. And the special performance equipment, heavy-duty metallic power brakes with cooling fans and dual-circuit master cylinder. These came with a special heavy-duty suspension in that package. Very rare. Cast aluminum Kelsey Hayes knockoff wheels, not factory installed. These would have been bolted on after delivery.
$380,000.
Worth every cent.
So we will move quickly to the first of two 2006 Ford GTs. This is the one that we were in deciding how many options it had.
Exactly. And I think we decided that it is a two-option car. We don't see the lightweight wheels on it. And did we see the stripes on this one?
Nope.
That's right. So I think it has the Macintosh stereo. Doesn't have the red or gray painted calipers. They're black, which would have been the standard calipers. So maybe there's a one-option Ford GT. How about that? Mileage, about 11,700. And we have been over the specs of the Ford GT so many times.
Let me interrupt real quick to just let everybody know the reserve is off at $445,000.
See, we don't need the specs. It's sold. Oh, boy. Well, if you're keeping score, that 550 horse, 5.4 liter supercharged V8 and the 6-speed Ricardo transaxle.
440. Okay, here comes the 2006 Ford GT, the second one of the day, and will it unseat the other one at the top of our list of valuable cars today? We shall find out momentarily. 879 miles and 3 of the 4 options available in 2006. We're already at 450, so the minute the reserve comes off, we've got a new number one, man.
Up, up, up she goes. So obviously the options are not really that important to someone who's bidding this much money for this Ford GT.
It's all about the miles.
Yeah.
You know, with the sound of this engine, you don't really need that Macintosh system in there.
Mid-engine car, you can hear all the good stuff right behind you.
Yeah, the funny thing is you drive a car like this, it will oddly make you a little bit sleepy after a while, because I think the adrenaline of driving it eventually catches up to be like, oh, all I'm hearing is the engine, and then it will slowly kind of just, it's so weird what can happen in some of these cars, but what an incredible ride. And we've just watched these grow and grow in value over the years. And I thought for a little while when the new GT came out, okay, we'll see a dip in the original ones. That was like maybe 5 days, and then it went right back up.
Yeah, it softened just a little bit for a time, but man, these low mileage or lower mileage cars have always been premium dollars.
Yeah, especially
look at that. We go reserves off at $575.
I was going to say the Gulf liveries never softened at all. Those were always holding their values, but
sure.
they're all catching up now.
Yeah, those heritage cars, very much in demand. And just to refresh your memory, in 2006, MSRP, about $160,000 all in.
There it is, folks. Your new number one seller today in Dallas-Fort Worth. Well, that will wrap it up for this edition of Mecum Full Throttle. I'm Scott Hoke. Thanks so much for watching, and so long from Fort Worth, Texas.